Yo, what's up guys? Ethan here back with another video, and today we're going to be doing our second episode on season predictions, as this episode will be the Alabama Crimson Tide. Also, if you're curious, that is linebacker Dylan Moses on your screen right now. Um, I do know that Alabama didn't finish one of the top last year, but they are still going to be one of the top of this year. Um, I've seen a lot of people saying 10-2. But we'll get to my prediction and let's see how good they do. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and also like the video. Now let's get straight into my predictions. So for the first time in these predictions, we actually have a neutral site game, and that's Alabama's first game. In Arlington, Jerry's World, Cowboy Stadium, however you like to call it. Alabama is going to be taking on USC, and USC is definitely improved, but on how things look and the talent that USC lost, well, mainly just Michael Pittman, USC in the Pac-12 is just falling a little bit. Even though I think USC is getting better, the coach is not a good fit, and Oregon is just going to be running away. And personally, a team that I really do like for this year in the Pac-12 is Arizona State. So, maybe we'll even get to those. Like I said in my description, in the last 2 years, I did either 28 or 29 season predictions. I've started early this year, mix of the coronavirus, and I did want to start early anyway. Now I can do way more teams, and my goal this year is to have 30, and this is 2 in the last 2 days. So, but that's besides the point. USC is falling down, and I think Alabama's going to win this game pretty easily. If I had to give an estimate, probably if a final score I can see is like 45-31, somewhere around there. Oh, darn it. I forgot to go over to the guaranteed wins. What an idiot. Guaranteed wins are home versus Kent State and home versus UTA Martin. And yeah. Our next game, since we already talked about USC, is home versus Georgia State. And I do understand that I do understand why some people may say a guaranteed win here. Only I just have them here because what Georgia State did to Tennessee last year. I personally think that Georgia State can do it again. And Georgia State is not a bad team. Not as bad as UT Martin and Kent State, but Georgia State is bad, but not even close to how bad those two are. I think Alabama is going to win by at least 3 touchdowns, but I'm not going to say a guaranteed win. Next game. The big game on this schedule. Georgia versus Alabama. Besides in the SEC championship games, I think this is the first time ever Kirby Smart has played Alabama in the regular season. And this is probably the most hyped up game in the SEC this year, as most likely this is going to be a SEC championship preview again. But I have Alabama winning this game. This is a maybe L because Georgia is going to be good this year. But I do think Bryce Young is going to win that QB spot, and also if Mac Jones plays QB. I think Alabama, no matter what, it's going to be a close game. I think this is definitely going to be a game like last year from LSU versus Alabama, but this time Alabama is going to be victorious. Next game is home versus Kent State, and that was a guaranteed win. So we go on to our next game, which is their first technical road game versus Ole Miss. And Ole Miss, they have last year, I could be wrong, but they were like in 6 to 7 games where it was 7 or less points and they lost. That is just ridiculous. And I do think this may be a little bit closer than people think, but I think without a doubt Alabama wins this game. Next game, it's at Arkansas, and I don't like that head coach hire, as it's the offensive lineman coach from Georgia. I do think Felipe Franks may do something at QB, but I'm not really expecting anything from this Arkansas team. They're not going to be the worst team in the SEC this year, but this is going to be a win for Alabama right here. Next game, in 5 games, you have 4 road games. This is your only home break as your home versus Mississippi State. I'm not high at all on Mississippi State this year, and I think this is going to be easily a win for Alabama. Now, this may be the first shocker and the first upset. Alabama at Tennessee. I have Tennessee actually winning this game. I always have like an upset. Last year I had Alabama going 11-1. Only loss was at Texas A&M. Texas A&M, they're not going to do good this year in my opinion. They have always proven me down. Like I'm high on them. Oh, you say we're 9-3? How about we do 7-5? They lost to all good teams last year. But Tennessee did really good in recruiting, and I don't think Tennessee is going to be a top 3, maybe even top 4 team in the SEC. But somewhere along the line, Tennessee is going to get a big win versus one of those big dogs. And since Tennessee's home this year, I think this is going to be a very close game, and Alabama loses. Next game, it's at LSU, the best game of last year. Alabama wins this year. I do think LSU is going to be a top team in the SEC this year, but I don't think it's going to be as great as last year. It's going to be a big time shoes to fill in on what that LSU team did last year. That is, if not, that is up there with the Miami Hurricanes on the best college football team of all time. I don't think LSU wins this game. I wouldn't be surprised if LSU won this game, but I do think Alabama wins. Next is we have the 3 straight home games that end out the year. First one is a guaranteed win versus UT Martin. Next game is home versus Texas A&M. I talked about them last year. Earlier. Always underperform on when I have high expectations. Texas A&M is going to be a 7-5 win game. 7-5 team this year, and yeah, one of those losses this year. I have Alabama winning this game, and their final opponent is home versus Auburn. I think Auburn's offense is going to be way better than last year, but you're going to have some big time shoes to fill in, replacing that defensive line with Derek Brown, Nick Coe, Marlon Davidson. Tons of shoes to fill in. I think Alabama wins this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn wins. If Auburn wins, because that is a big rivalry. But I think Alabama wins this game. So based off this record, I have Alabama winning. The record being 11-1 this year, as their only loss is at Tennessee. Like I said last year eventually, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But, even though you look at the schedule and someone's going to be in the comments saying, okay, I think Alabama won't lose versus Tennessee, but they may lose home versus USC or Georgia. I understand that. I think these are mainly sold around the record predictions. And if I had to give out those losses, those are the losses I think would happen. Just want to get that off my chest. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, and like always, have a good day. Peace out.